Welcome back. Shola Adeoye, you were saying something about what the oil companies can do or cannot do.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion, looking from my own background, that if we say the oil companies should do this, should do that, we just saying all we've been saying since independence, so to say, or since the oil has been explored from that part of the world. The government of Nigeria invited the oil companies. They do business with Nigerian government. Nigerian government set the policy. So I think we've come to a particular point in Nigerian history that we should set the policy right and decide what we want to do with the Niger Delta. That is the things I think the government of Nigeria can do. If we say this is what we want to do, the oil companies are going to listen to us. It's not easy to pack your bag and say you want to leave. It's not possible. So government should set the policy right and decide on what to do. And then the oil company will fall in. That is my position.
Now, the question I'd like to ask is, what's the role of the community itself? Let's assume that the government has set the policy right. What if the community cannot seem to agree on a particular thing? For instance, there's a story about a community, an oil company that wanted to build a facility, a hospital, for instance, but bickering amongst the different groups in the community about location, about who will be in charge. The oil company decides, okay, since you guys can't seem to decide, we're
pulling out.
Look, that happens anywhere in the world. Take the story to Latin America, you have the same story. But the problem is not actually the community as a group of people. What do you give to the community? Is hospital the only thing they need? You are just dropping the hospital. For example, what created the problem in Plateau State? You move a local government from one location, you move to another location, and then you create a problem among the people. It's the same thing that is happening in Niger Delta. Okay, what do they need? They need an hospital. Let's give it to them. You take the hospital there, and then you put a lot of money there.
A token hospital.
A token hospital. And you create a problem among the people that are looking for what to eat, what to drink, good road, water facility. This is just the situation. So the hospital is just a way to create crisis in the community. That is not actually the only solution to the problem.
Now, Oscar, the problem basically is the problem of a lack of development in the area that lays the golden egg.
Absolutely.
And these young people are saying, we have undergone this for long enough. This cannot continue.
That's it.
And I'm saying, if there was no Abuja 30 years ago, and all that money was taken from the federal purse to build a new capital called Abuja,
correct,
why can't we face this issue with that kind of resoluteness, or is it resolution, and go and start building the Niger Delta? After all, this is where we make our money from as a nation.
Okay, I'll tell you. Very simple answer. In Nigeria, people don't get what they deserve. They get only what they bargain for. The Niger Delta as it is today, they lack that cohesion. Niger Delta is a mini Nigeria. Look at Delta State alone. The Shekiris think different from the Ijos. The Ijos think different from the Urobos. The Urobos are different from the Isokos and all of that. So that cohesion, the political cohesion to collectively bargain does not exist. But you see, the younger ones are not Ijo or Shekiri or Urobo. They are Nigerians. And their own sense of justice and injustice is different. And the way they react will be different. That is the reason this is happening. And again, do not forget, we have this representation. Again, there's a culture in Abuja, which is why I said it on a program sometime. I said, shoot down Abuja. Shoot down Abuja to 20%, and Nigeria will change. Leave Abuja with the same 52% of our annual budget every year. It's a joke to say Nigeria will change. It doesn't matter the angel. It does not matter the prophet you bring from anywhere in the world or even from heaven to come and sit in that place. It won't change. Because people go in there, everybody relaxes, and okay, we've come here to do one thing, not to produce, to share. So that mentality, it's a mindset thing. It's a mindset thing. And the prayer is that we hope that will change. So to answer your question again, no cohesion to make the bargain.
No cohesion amongst the people?
Yes, you can find it easily. And then do not forget, there's also a deliberate attempt. I told you the story of my mother's village. There's a deliberate attempt, keep the people divided. Play on their base needs.
Who is, the question,
Who's they?
Who is they? Who is playing on the
First,
division?
my friend says government. I say yes. But then the oil companies learn from government. I was legal advisor to the community in Lagos here. And what did I say? You know, they say Chevron had this policy. Oh, if anybody, to make sure we give back to the community, anybody who wants a contract here, will tell them to talk with, after he's gone through due diligence, talk with the community, then let the community recommend that, yes, you're going to come back and do something for the community. And the people will come there with money. I said, no, we don't want no money. Money will divide us. So the best thing is that we have projects. We want a polytechnic, we want a hospital, we want a Bailey bridge. There is no bridge. We want a Bailey bridge into that town. If you have a polytechnic in that place, there is traffic. And once you start having other students coming in, the granite seller is having fun, the pure water seller is doing business, the place will begin to move. It won't just be Chevron people. The villagers will also be providing some services. Their lands are devastated because of the oil exploration in the place in question. So how much can they get out? This is the problem. But the people will go in there, get the chairman to decide, give his children scholarship, take care of one person or the other, and the chairman will veto any other thing. Do not annoy these people. They are good people. That's the way you divide people. And you play on those base sentiments. But you see, if we had a government that cares, which is what my friend is saying, care. A government that cares. The policy, and that's what he said. The policy is that, okay, this is where you're operating. Within that, this social and so environment, we want to see you put this there. We can give you tax rebates. Take a tax rebate. We want to see a school there. We want to see a hospital there. We want to, and then the government is there. All this, the government says this is where it will be built. Which villager will talk?
And we don't want to see spillage.
No villager will talk.
Okay, we're being joined via phone by Chief Anap Sarigbe, a security expert and security advisor to former Governor of Rivers State, Peter Odili. Chief Sarigbe, thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you.
We're discussing the situation in the Niger Delta. Mr. Odili talked about the division that seems to exist amongst the people, and he alluded to the fact that it is caused by factors outside of the community to keep the people divided, just so that, as they say, divide and rule. Government on one side, all companies on the other side. But what's your take on the situation in that region?
Well, thank you very much for calling me. My first reaction to what you said is the Niger Delta is a very complex region. And right from inception, the government of this country has refused to do what is needful. In the first place, there were several agitations, and we came up with the 13% derivation. The 13% derivation was not separated from the federal allocation. And so the governors themselves are not making good use of the 13%. They are not using the 13% to develop the oil-bearing community. They rather squander it. Secondly, government only listed when there is problem. When there is pipe, when the burst pipe or when the cause problem is when government listed to the problem of Niger Delta. The government is not sincere at all as to the issues of Niger Delta. If they are sincere, I don't think we'll get where we are. When I mean government, I'm not talking of the present government alone. I'm talking of both previous government and the current government. Government generally is insensitive to the plight of Niger Delta.